Hi guys, this is Sir Ed Villamor at ngayon tuturuan ko kayo about hypothesis testing. So, first, let us define what is hypothesis. So, hypothesis is a conjecture about a population parameter. Yung mas familiar tayo na definition, ang kadalasan na didiscuss sa atin ng mga science teacher natin, it is a tentative answer to a given problem or it is an educated guess. So, pag sinabi natin educated guess, it is a guess about a solution to a particular problem. Pero, it is educated, meaning meron kang basihan. So, hindi ka lang parang nanguhula lang ng sagot. Dapat yung pinapropose mo na sagot about a particular problem ay merong basihan. That's why we call a hypothesis as an educated guess. Naisip mo na solution to sa isang problem pero meron kang basihan. So what is a hypothesis testing? It is a decision-making process for evaluating claims about a population. So ito yung ginagawa natin para, yung prosesong pinagdadaanan natin para malaman natin kung ano ba yung talagang tamang decision base sa mga evidences, base sa mga data na nag-gather natin. Okay? So that's hypothesis testing. Tinetest natin yung ating hypothesis, yung mga data na nag-gather natin. At mula doon natin masasabi kung tama ba yung ating hypothesis o hindi at kailangan nating tumingin ng ibang hypothesis. Okay, so the three methods of hypothesis testing are, the first one, traditional method. Ito yung magiging focus ng video na ito. Pangalawa is p-value method, which will be the topic for the next video. And the third one is confidence interval method. Tingnan natin kung nadi-discuss pa natin yan this quarter. Pero magiging focus ko na muna siguro is ang traditional method and the p-value method. Tingnan natin kung meron pa tayong time to discuss about confidence interval method. Now, when we talk about hypothesis testing, unang-una, kailangan malaman muna natin ano yung types ng hypothesis. So we have two types of hypothesis. We have the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So when we say null hypothesis, ang symbol natin dyan ay H sub 0, or minsan ang base lang dyan ay HO. It is a statistical hypothesis that states that there is no difference between a parameter and a specific value, or that there is no difference between two parameters. So pag sinabi nating null hypothesis, sinasabi natin na walang kaibahan, no difference, o pareho lang ang population mean natin at ang sample mean, or yung isang grupo sa isa pang grupo. Wala silang kaibahan o pareho lang silang dalawa. No difference. Yun ang palaging statement natin sa null hypothesis. Now, how about alternative hypothesis? Ang alternative hypothesis, ang symbol natin dyan ay H sub 1. Minsan sa ibang libro, ang symbol dyan ay HA. Kaya minsan HA naman ang alternative hypothesis. Yung tawag natin sa null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. HA and HA. Okay, so what is alternative hypothesis? It is a statistical hypothesis that states the existence of a difference between a parameter and a specific value, or states that there is a difference between two parameters. Kung sinasabi ng null hypothesis na walang kaibahan ang parameters, specific value, o ang isang grupo sa isa pang grupo, ang sinasabi naman ng alternative hypothesis yung kabaligtaran nito, na merong kaibahan ang population mean sa sample mean, or merong kaibahan ang isang grupo sa isa pang grupo. So, yun yung kaibahan ng null hypothesis sa alternative hypothesis. Pero, when we talk about alternative hypothesis, meron tayong dalawang uri niyan. We have the directional alternative hypothesis, or we also call this as one-tailed test. It is a test that indicates that the null hypothesis should be rejected when the test statistic value is in the critical region on one side of the mean. So, pag tumingin tayo ng isang normal curve, tapos yung ating critical region o yung shaded part natin kung saan tayo nagre-reject o yung nagre-reject ng null hypothesis, kapag nasa isang side lang ito, we call this as a one-tailed test. Now, sa mga researches natin, paano natin malalaman kung one-tailed test ito? Nagiging one-tailed test ang isang hypothesis, ang isang alternative hypothesis kapag ang isang researcher ay merong claim. Okay, sa alternative hypothesis, sinasabi natin na may kaibahan ang dalawang grupo. Pero pag ang claim ng researcher ay nagkaroon ng increase or nagkaroon ng decrease, then this is a one-tailed test at ganito yung ating magiging normal curve. Bakit nagiging one-tailed test? Okay? At anong itsura niyan sa mga normal curve? So ito yun. May dalawa tayong uri ng one-tailed test. We have the right-tailed test kapag yung ating critical region ay nasa right side ng normal curve. At right-tailed test kapag ang assumption ng isang researcher ay magkakaroon ng increase sa data. Okay? O isang grupo ay mas mataas ang performance kumpara sa isa. At left-tailed test naman kapag ang assumption ng isang researcher ay magkakaroon ng decrease. O yung grupo na to ay mas mababa ang performance, magiging mababa ang performance kumpara dun sa kabila. Okay? So ito yung dalawang type natin ng one-tailed test. We have the right-tailed test kapag ang assumption ay increase at left-tailed test kapag ang assumption ay decrease. At kung titingnan natin, sa definition nga natin kanina, no? Ang one-tailed test ay ang critical region ay nasa isang side lang. Okay? Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung area natin for rejection of the null hypothesis. Ano din dito sa kabila. Now, the second type of alternative hypothesis is the non-directional alternative hypothesis, or we also call this as the two-tailed test. It is a test that indicates that the null hypothesis should be rejected when the test statistic value is in either of the two critical regions. Nasa magkabilang side ngayon ang ating critical region. Kaya ang tawag dito ay two-tailed test kasi sa normal curve natin, sa kanyang mga buntot, sa magkabilang side ng normal curve natin, naandun ang critical region natin. So bakit naman nagiging two-tailed test ang isang alternative hypothesis? Nagiging two-tailed test ang isang alternative hypothesis kapag hindi specified ang change na magaganap. Kanina, sa alternative hypothesis na directional or one-tailed test, mayroong assumption na tataas o bababa yung value or yung isang grupo kumpara dun sa kabila. Pero sa non-directional alternative hypothesis, walang sinabi. Okay? Basta ang sinasabi lang ng researcher, magkakaroon ng change. Pero hindi niya alam kung tataas o bababa. Kaya, ang ginagawa natin, yung ating critical region ay hinahati natin sa dalawa. Ito yung non-critical region natin. Okay? So, yung confidence level natin na 95%. Yung remaining 5% ay hatiin natin kaya 2.5 dito sa magkabilang side. Okay? So, that's non-directional alternative hypothesis or two-tailed test. Now, try natin. Sige, tingnan natin kung naintindihan na ninyo ang difference ng alternative sa null hypothesis. So, a medical researcher is interested in finding out whether a new medication will have any undesirable side effects. So, ang isang medical researcher daw, titingnan niya kung ang bagong gamot na na-develop ay magkakaroon ng undesirable side effects. The researcher is particularly concerned with the pulse rate. Ang focus niya ay kung yung side effect ba ay magkakaroon ng epekto o ang tinutukoy ng side effect nito ay pulse rate sa mga pasyente na gumagamit ng gamot. Will the pulse rate increase or remain unchanged after a patient takes the medication? The researcher knows that the mean pulse rate of the population is 82 beats per minute. Meron bang assumption ang researcher dito na pwedeng mangyari kapag ang isang pasyente ay mag-take ng gamot? Ano daw ang pwedeng mangyari sa pulse rate? Meron ba siyang assumption? So, walang sinabi dito na assumption ang researcher. At dahil walang assumption ang researcher, this is a two-tailed test. Okay? So, this is a two-tailed test since the possible side effects of the medication could be to raise or to lower the pulse rate. Hindi alam ng researcher kung tataas ba o bababa yung pulse rate ng mga pasyente kung magta-take sila ng gamot. Kaya, dahil hindi siya sure, ang kanyang alternative hypothesis ay magiging two-tailed or non-directional. So, ano magiging statement natin ng null at saka alternative hypothesis dito? So, null hypothesis is mu is equal to 82. Ibig sabihin, yung pulse rate ng mga pasyente after taking the medicine ay wala ang pinagkaiba sa average pulse rate ng population. Samantalang sa alternative hypothesis, mu is not equal to 82. Ibig sabihin, merong kaibahan yung pulse rate ng mga pasyente na nag-take ng medicine kumpara sa pulse rate ng population. Okay? So sa two-tailed test, ganito ang mapapansin ninyo. Sa null hypothesis natin, it's equal, while sa alternative hypothesis, it's not equal. Hindi niya sinabi kung tataas, mag-increase, or magde-decrease. Sinabi niya lang, not equal. That's why it's called two-tailed test. Okay, another example, situation B. A chemist invents an additive to increase the life of an automobile battery. If the mean lifetime of the automobile battery without the additive is 36 months, what should be her hypothesis? So, sa problem na ito, may isang chemist na nag-invento ng chemical na pwedeng ihalo sa battery ng isang sasakyan. Siyempre, kung ikaw ay chemist at magde-develop ka ng additive para sa battery, gusto mo bang pababain yung buhay ng isang baterya? Siyempre hindi. Gusto mo pahabain yung buhay ng baterya para mas maging maganda yung performance nito. Kumbaga hindi ka agad masayang yung pera mo pagbili ng battery. If the mean lifetime of the automobile battery without the additive is 36 months, what should be her hypothesis? Meron bang assumption ang researcher dito na mangyayari kapag naglagay siya ng additive dun sa baterya? Yes, meron. Anong assumption na yon? That is, there will be an increase on the life of the automobile battery kapag naglagay siya ng additive. So dahil meron siyang assumption, at ang assumption na yon ay increase. Anong type ng alternative hypothesis na meron tayo? This is a one-way or one-tailed test. Okay? This is a tailed test, a one-tailed test, since the researcher is only interested in increasing the lifetime of the batteries. This is a right-tailed test since the interest is an increase only. Okay, so yun yung reason bakit siya one-tailed. Na kapag one-tailed, natandaan natin, ang assumption natin, ang sinasabi natin sa sa alternative hypothesis natin, the mu is greater than 36. Ibig sabihin, yung magiging lifetime ng batteries natin after adding after placing the additive on the battery, tataas na ngayon sa 36. Ngayon, ano naman yung magiging null hypothesis natin? Siyempre, kung ang alternative hypothesis natin ay to increase, dapat ang null hypothesis natin ay to decrease, pero siyempre, isasama natin si equal or less than or equal 36. Bakit? Kasi kung ito ay increase tapos ito ay decrease lang, paano kung saktong 36? Ano magiging sagot mo? Null o alternative? So, kaya kailangan natin isama si equal. Kaya kapag 36 pa rin yung yung sagot or yung ating kinalabasan na z-value ay tumapat dun sa critical region, saktong-sakto, then we will still not reject the null hypothesis kasi mu is still equal to 36 or to the critical value. Okay? And then lastly, a contractor wishes to lower the heating bills by using a special type of insulation in houses. If the average of the monthly heating bills is $78, what should be his hypothesis? So meron bang assumption dito na yung ating researcher sa kanyang research? So, ang gusto niya mangyari ay may gagamitin siyang insulation sa mga bahay para mapababa ang bills na on the average is $78 per month. So, ang assumption niya, kapag gumamit siya ng insulation, bababa ang electric bill. So, ano dapat ang magiging hypothesis niya? So, ito yung hypothesis niya, and this is a one-tailed test kasi meron siyang assumption na bababa daw ang electricity bill. And since pababa, this is a left-tailed test. Pababa ang assumption niya, so it's a left-tailed test since the interest is only in lowering the heating cost. So, ang alternative hypothesis natin is mu is less than $78, samantalang ang null hypothesis natin ay mu is greater than or equal. Kasama pa rin natin si equal. $78. Okay. Now, ito yung mga symbols na palagi nyong makikita sa hypothesis testing. You have to be familiarized with them. Okay, ito ay pwede nyong i-post nyo yung video At pag-practicean nyo itong mga statements na ito at kumuha kayo ng inyong mga null and alternative hypothesis. Okay. Now, the next thing is, after din nating makapag-state ng ating null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis is, we are also going to make use of statistical test. So, when we say statistical test, it uses the data obtained from a sample to make a decision about whether the null hypothesis should be rejected. So, ito yung sinusolve natin. Statistical test. Yan yung t-test, z-test, ANOVA, one-way, two-way ANOVA, or ANCOVA, and so on. Now, yung resulta ng statistical test ay tinatawag natin na test value. This is the numerical value obtained from a statistical test. Isa ito sa mga steps natin kapag tayo nag-hypothesis testing. Okay? Now, again, ito yung mga 5 steps na susundan natin in hypothesis testing. The first one is, state the hypothesis and identify the claim. Step 2, find the critical value or values if, critical value kung ito ay one-tailed, isa lang siya. At critical value, ibig sabihin dalawa, kasi two-tailed. Para naman yan sa two-tailed, nasa left at saka nasa right. Step 3 is compute for the test value. And then, step 4 is make the decision to reject or not reject the null hypothesis based on the test value and the critical value. And then, step 5 is you summarize the results. Okay. Now, na-mention natin kanina itong critical value. Paano ba natin malalaman itong critical value? Ito, alam na natin yung step 1, nagawa na natin yan. Now, how do we find the critical value? So, first, we have to identify the level of significance, or minsan tawag dyan ay significance level. This is the maximum probability of committing a type 1 error. It is symbolized by the Greek letter alpha. So, pag makita niya, nabasa dyan ay alpha. It is an arbitrary significant level. The arbitrary significant levels used are 0.10 or 0.10, 0.05, and 0.01. Kapag ang confidence level mo ay 90%, ang significant level mo ay 0.10. Kasi ito yung remaining 90%, yun yung yung inyong confidence level. Yung remaining 10%, ito yung ating level of significance. And then, kapag 95% naman, 0.05. Ibig sabihin, 5% yung ating critical region. And then, 0.01 naman kapag 99% ang confidence level. So, 1% lang ang nagiging nasa critical region natin. So, critical value, it separates the critical region from the non-critical region. Mamaya titingnan natin yan sa normal curve. So, this critical value is based on the significance level and selected from a table for the appropriate test. If it is a z-test, you use the z-table or table E na binigay ko sa inyo. And if it is a t-test, you use the t-table and so on. So, f-test, f-table, and so on. So, critical region, or we also call this as the rejection region. Yung mas familiar tayo. This is the range of values of the test value that indicates that there is a significant difference and that the null hypothesis should be rejected. So, kapag ang ating test value ay pumatak o tumama dito sa critical region, we reject the null hypothesis. Now, the non-critical region, ito naman yung tinatawag natin na non-rejection region, yung malaking area sa gitna. So, the range of values of the test value that indicates that the difference was probably due to chance and that the null hypothesis should not be rejected. Okay, so pag yung ating test value ay makikita dito sa non-critical region or non-rejection region, hindi natin i-reject si null hypothesis. Now, ang gagamitin nating statistical test dito ay, for this lesson, is z-test for a mean. So it is a statistical test for the mean of a population. It can be used when the population size is greater than or equal 30, or when the population is normally distributed and the population standard deviation is known. So the formula we use is z is equal to sample mean minus mu, or population mean, all over standard deviation divided by the square root of n, where this x bar is the sample mean, mu is the hypothesized population mean, yung sigma natin, this is the standard population standard deviation, and n is the sample size. Okay, sample problem natin. The Medical Rehabilitation Education Foundation reports that the average cost of rehabilitation for stroke victims is $24,672. So kapag ikaw daw ay nagkaroon ng stroke o may kamag-anak kang nagkaroon ng stroke, ang magiging gastos daw for rehabilitation ay $24,672 sa mga hospital sa lugar na yan. So to see if the average cost of rehabilitation is different at a particular hospital, a researcher selects a random sample of 35 stroke victims at the hospital and finds that the average cost of their rehabilitation is $25,226. So medyo malaki kumpara dun sa average na singil sa rehabilitation ng stroke victims. Sa ibang mga hospitals, majority o yung average ng singil sa karamihan ng mga hospital sa lugar na yan ay 24,672 lang. Pero sa isang hospital, 25,226. Masyado bang malaki yan? Kasi parang may halos 1,000. 1,000 dolyar ang difference. So meron kaya magkaiba kaya? Significant ba yung difference nila o halos tama lang naman? Okay, so the standard deviation of the population is 3,251. Ang alpha natin o ang ating level of significance ay 0.01. At alpha, which is equal to 0.01, cannot be concluded that the average cost of stroke rehabilitation at a particular hospital is different from 24,672. So ang tanong natin, meron bang assumption ang researcher dito na mataas yung singil ng hospital na to kumpara sa average na singil ng mga hospital sa buong lugar na yan? Walang sinabi. So dahil walang sinabi na mas mataas o mas mababa ang singil, then, okay, proceed tayo muna sa step 1. State the hypothesis and identify the claim. Dahil walang inassume ang researcher natin, then ang null hypothesis natin ay ito. So this is a two-tailed test kasi walang assumption. So null hypothesis is mu is equal to $24,672 and the alternative hypothesis is mu is not equal to $24,672. Again, tingnan ninyo, this is a two-tailed test. Kasi sabi nga dito sa ating alternative hypothesis, hindi lang equal. Hindi niya sinabi na greater than, hindi niya sinabing less than, not equal lang. So wala siyang assumption. The next step is to find the critical values. So since sa problem sinabi na ang alpha natin ay 0.01 and the test value is a two-tailed test. Nakita natin kanina. The critical values are positive 2.58 and negative 2.58. Ayan. So, since alpha is 0.01 and the test is a two-tailed test, we divide alpha by 2. Bakit natin i-divide? I-divide natin siya kasi two-tailed test. Kasi yung critical region natin ay nasa magkaabilang side. For the two ends of the normal curve to get 0.005 na critical region. Okay, so subtract 0.005 to 0.5000, which is half ng normal curve natin. To get the area under the normal curve, you will get 0.4950. So ito yung and then after getting the area under the normal curve, get the z value of 0.4950 in table E and you will get 2.58. So ito yon. It's 99% yung ating confidence level. At dahil dyan, ang ating magiging alpha ay 0.01 or 1%. Pero dahil two-tailed test ito, yung 1% natin na ito ay mahahati sa dalawa sa magkabilang tail ng ating normal curve. So that's why this is 0.5% or 0.005 at 0.5 din dito sa kabilang side or 0.005. Ngayon, pag hinati natin itong normal curve na ito, okay, that's 50% or 0.5000. Ima-minus natin itong 0.005 para makuha natin yung area from the middle of the normal curve hanggang dito sa ating critical region. So, find the critical values and then, ayan na, ito ang ating magiging critical value. It's 2.58. So, again, 0.50000 minus 0.005, you will get 0.4970. Tama ba? 4970? 4950. At pag tingnan mo yan sa z-table, that is 2.58. So, positive 2.58 at negative 2.58. Step 3. Make the decision to reject or not reject the null hypothesis. Okay. Wait, mali. Ito ay, ang step 3 natin ay, you compute for the test value. So, mali po ito ha. You compute for the test value. So, to compute for the test value, ito na ang gagamitin natin. Ang formula natin dito ay z is equal to x bar minus mu all over population standard deviation divided by the square root of n. Ito yung mga values natin, ipapalit na lang natin yan dyan. So, ito yung kalalabasan ng formula natin. Process natin yan, we will get 554 divided by 3,251 over 5.916. Yun yung square root ng 35. So, you will get z is equal to 1.0. So, ngayon, paano ngayon tayo makakapag-create ng decision natin? Yun yung sa step 4 na natin. Ayan, make the decision to reject or not reject the null hypothesis. So, balikan natin yung ating normal curve. Again, ito yung ating critical region or the rejection region. Ang critical value natin ay 2.58. Pag lumampas dyan, nandito na sa side na ito, reject natin si null hypothesis. Pero pag nandito lang sa gitna, then hindi natin i-reject si null hypothesis. Ang ating test value ay 1.01 na andito siya. So, i-reject ba natin o hindi natin i-reject ang null hypothesis? Hindi natin i-reject ang null hypothesis dahil ang ating test value ay naandito sa non-rejection region. Okay? Ayan. So, I hope you learned hypothesis testing. Kung may questions kayo, pwede kayo mag-comment sa ating comment box. At try kong sagutin kung may time ako. O kaya kapag online ako. Bye-bye! Thank you!